Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. We are celebrating our third day of Covenant Kids Week, our week-long effort to raise money and awareness for Covenant Healthcare's youngest patients. Now today we take you to the pediatric unit and rehab department. We do want to give you a disclaimer. We recorded this segment pre-pandemic, so you won't see anyone with masks, social distancing, or following Covenant Healthcare's current COVID safety precautions. Now join TV5's Chris Eastlick on a tour of where our littlest community members go for help.
This is the Harrison campus for Covenant Healthcare, where 2,000 young patients find treatment every year.
We see kids from newborn to age 18.
Okay.
If they're 17 and they turn 18 in our unit, they stay here. But once they turn 18, they go. We have a lot of chronic kids. Your sickle cell and asthma, diabetic kids. Once they turn 18, then they go to the adult floor.
Sue is manager of the pediatric unit, which includes the region's only pediatric intensive care unit, or PICU.
So this is what one of our ICU rooms look like. We have a really neat feature. As you can see, these doors are fogged up for privacy. When parents and then are in the room, if parents leave, the child bears watching, we flip a switch and the doors unfog. Isn't that awesome?
That is pretty awesome.
They just fog them up for privacy.
Very nice. The intensive care unit has heart monitors that can be observed from the nursing station, and this is the only PICU north of Flint, so they handle 20 counties worth of kids.
We have 10 monitored beds for the ICU.
And how often are they full?
At this time of the year, well, census right now is a little crazy.
Yeah.
We were full last week.
Okay.
This is like our busy season, so since Christmas, we have had upwards to 20 some patients. We even have had to move our older teenagers off to an adult floor because we were so busy.
This floor is constantly busy with activity, and you do notice a lot of smiles.
The nurses that are here love to work with kids. That's why they're here, and they love their jobs. So.
This room is a highlight for Covenant's young patients. It's filled with games, robots, and entertainment systems.
It's for every age group. You can do puzzles, you can play cards, there's quiz and word, there's action like sports games, strategy games, and then kids club. So you can make your son yellow, the outside a bit more.
Many times kids will need to have rehabilitation, perhaps after surgery, or just to help them learn eating or walking skills. Covenant's physical medicine and rehab facilities are where you'll find these experts.
Okay, buddy, you ready? Oh, you're so big now.
Finn is learning to walk, and the therapist needs both hands to guide his footsteps.
One clip.
Covenant kids donated this piece of equipment to make sure each step is a correct one.
Good job. Push it. Push. This allows us the opportunity to help kids gait train who are a little bit older or who I need to support a little bit more. The harness holds them up, and then I can use my hands on their legs, on their feet. Mr. Finn can essentially push and take steps all by himself. So with the handlebars, he can push it forward. I help a little bit just to get that step taking going. You push. You push. Take a step.
Hi.
A remote has the ability to adjust the gait trainer for nearly every size patient, even a smaller adult.
We use it for some of our amputees. We use it for some of our spinal cord patients, our amputees who are getting new prosthetics, who are really afraid of falling. We'll put them in here, and they can walk with that. So it's been a wonderful piece of equipment. We now actually have 2 of them, which is amazing because we were fighting over using it. We also have a harness system so that we can teach babies how to crawl in it and give them support so we can work on their arms and legs. So it's been a wonderful addition to our clinic.
Kristen can see that Finn is crossing his legs as he takes a step, and so she can insert a scissor board to correct this.
A lot of times you see that with cerebral palsy, a diagnosis of that, because a lot of times these adductor muscles, the inner thighs, are really tight and they have high tone. So when they go to advance, the leg automatically pulls in, so they get that scissoring walking pattern. So the really cool thing about this is it comes with the option for a scissor board. So for our patients who need it, we can put it on. And he physically cannot scissor with this. So anytime he tries to take a step, if his body has him pull in, it'll just go along the foam here, the scissor board, and he'll take a nice reciprocal step forward.
It's time to see how Finn walks without the gait trainer.
Steps forward. There we go. Good.
Each year, your donations allow the Covenant Kids Fund to buy innovative equipment like this to help kids like Finn.
We thank the Covenant Kids Foundation and everybody's donations for making opportunities like this possible. And I mean, it's wonderful when the first time we use this with Finn to see his parents be like, oh my gosh, my kid is taking steps. To see kids who are usually wheelchair bound or haven't walked in years to take steps is really meaningful. So it's wonderful that the community allowed those opportunities to be possible.
Just down the hall is a robot that is a deluxe version of the gait trainer.
This is called the Locomat. It's a robotic gait device. So it has an exoskeleton that attaches to the legs, so it helps them to retrain for proper gait. It can have it so the machine does all the work down to where the patient does all the work. So they're fully strapped in. They can adjust the resistance and adjust the help that the machine gives.
Nearly every corner of the rehabilitation unit has equipment paid for by your donations.
And so Covenant Kids has actually purchased us a large variety of different oral motor treatment tools, chewy tubes, fidgets, different Nook brushes, and so then now we have the availability that are all brand new that we can hand to a patient, and then they can do their home program with it at home.
Okay.
So it has good follow through, which also helps to achieve goals faster and just have better outcomes.
Okay. Our final visit was in the training room with physical therapist Katie Matuzak.
So here are some of the pieces of equipment that we have here at Covenant that has been sponsored through Covenant Kids. So we have our Crocodile gait trainer, we have our Bronco and our Mustang gait trainer, we have our Lecky Squiggle stander, and then our Bantam stander. So some of the things you can use these for, obviously for walking, for kids who are a little bit more stable. These are also used for walking and working on gait training, but they have different saddles and pelvic harnesses to give them more stability so they don't just drop. They also have arm prompts so they can put their arms on something and they don't have to necessarily hold on. The Bantam stander does a few awesome things. It works on just standing to get weight bearing and strengthening, and then it goes from a sit to stand position.
Watching the therapists work with young patients is inspiring. They strive to make the training fun for kids of all ages.
I love working with kids. It's so much fun. I mean, we get to make gains and work hard, but we get to play while we do it, which is amazing.
No shortage of toys in here.
No, absolutely. It's always fun, even though we work them hard and it might be hard for them. A big thing with pediatric physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech therapy is that we work while we're doing it through play.
Isn't that just incredible? And all of that is in our backyard for our kids. Just amazing. Well, we are raising money for Covenant Kids all week long. Last night, we held our very first phone bank, but if you missed it, do not worry. We have another one tomorrow night from 5 to 6:30, or you can donate right now. Just go to Covenant Healthcare's website. You can find a link to that in the hot link section, or text KIDS to the number right there on your screen. Every single dollar donated will be used for kids at Covenant Healthcare.